This Coast to Coast Entertainment Network program is brought to you by Beside Me Bracelets. Our bracelets are handmade for any occasion. Use the promo code Coast to Coast for 15% off. Visit their website at besideme.com. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry. With 24-hour shopping available, use the code 160920 and show her some love, like she showed us. Reaper Apparel Company, a commitment to live your most authentic way every single day. Visit reaperapparelco.com for more information and a look at all of their apparel offerings. And by Good Day Embroidery, your local source for custom embroidery, screen printing, and more. Log on to gooddayembroidery.com for more information.
Hello and welcome to another playoff edition of C2C Rankum, or Primetime Blitz on C2C Rankum. I'm sorry, kind of confused. Been a long day today. I am here, Big B, along with my host, my producer, my center, the captain of the team, Crispy Bacon. How you doing?
I am doing good, man. I think the NFL put wild and wild card Wednesday because last week was crazy.
Yes, it sure was. And we're only going to get to be able to call this guy a rookie only a few more weeks once the season ends. He's no more rookie, but it's Kevin Cherry. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Another week of football.
That is good. I know you got a lot to say about your playoff game. Me and Chris are just sitting here just watching. But Chris, week one, wild week. What do you think? What did you think of it all?
Man, I thought it was really good. I think the matchups were really good. That the Bears had their, come from behind victory. A couple other teams did too. It just set up for a good weekend, and hopefully this next week will turn out the same or even better.
Yeah, no, week one in the playoffs. I don't think we could have asked for a better week of playoffs. I know, I'm just looking at it. The Rams game, was a 10.5 point game, but the Panthers, I think a lot of people were rooting for the Panthers there towards the end. I know I was, to upset the Bills, upset the Rams, even though I picked the Rams. Again, yeah, Packers, Bears. What can you say about that rivalry? I was the only one to pick the Bears on that one. You got the Bills of Jacksonville, another game. I think a lot of people were, picking, picked the Bills for the money, but really wanted Jacksonville to pull it out, and they almost did. You got the Niners, Eagles. Niners, even though with injury to Kittle, they pulled it out. So we're going to have a new Super Bowl champ this year. Chargers, Patriots. Mm-hmm. Patriots are showing that they're legit. And then Texans, Steelers. I don't know what the heck happened at the end of that game because when I dozed off at the end of the third quarter, it was like 13-6. I wake up and it's 30-6 with the Texans winning. So I thought it was a lot of defensive touchdowns there in the second half, which cost Tomlin his job. So that's another job opening we'll talk about here shortly. Kevin, I'll let you have the floor. What was your thoughts on week one, and definitely how happy are you that the Bears pulled it out?
Yeah, definitely it was a great week for football. A lot of, very intense, games. I think there was like 3 or 4 that came down to a field goal. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, if I'm standing corrected. So, there was a lot of tight football games. And then, of course, you had the Texans Steelers, which I think was a no-brainer. That was pretty lopsided. That's the one I was pretty sure was going to be the only lopsided game when I was doing my picks. So, this is the only game I think is going to be ugly. All the other ones I knew was going to be good. But Yeah, the Bears, they had me at a heart rate of 177 the entire game. Surprised I didn't go into like cardiac arrest. So that was a fun time. But man, I hate to say it because I've been saying it for, the past 2 years. I know, Brandon, you've been hearing me say it, how I couldn't believe in Caleb Williams. I wasn't sold on him. I think it's hard not to be sold on him now after some of the crap he did that game. I'd be dumb if I said I couldn't. I mean, 4th and 8, and you threw between 4 defenders, a perfect dot to Rome Odunze. How many other quarterbacks are doing that?
Yeah.
Not many.
Maybe one.
And I think, I was told that at halftime, Ben Johnson kind of showed highlights of the Falcons-Patriots Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He's like, it's possible. He's like, it's possible to come back. And I think, the defense finally got, a pep in their step and finally did something because, clearly the first half, the Packers could have put in their third strings and probably still found a way to score.
Yeah.
But yeah, that second half, the Bears defense just locked in. Our offense locked in. Everything started clicking. So, but I think honestly, if I were to give out a game ball for that game, I got to give it to Cairo Santos because without his 9 points, we don't win that game. So, I'd have to give it to him. You got to give it to Caleb Williams, threw for like 370 passing yards. Colson Loveland, he scared me 3 times because he fumbled twice. And then one he dropped. But then you had Cole Kmet who also fumbled as well. So, it was definitely a game. That's what I gotta say.
No, you're right. I mean, as a fan watching from the outside, because I don't have a dog in any of these fights, just don't want the Bills to go to the Super Bowl. But no, all the games are good. I mean, I got some family members that are both Packers and Bears fans, so kind of watching them. But I mean, if one, I think as a fan that doesn't have a dog fight in the fight, I mean, you got to be going for the Bears right now. Got to go, going for Seattle after everything they went through, and you got Darnold in there. As a Minnesota fan, I don't want to see Darnold win, but I do because it'd be good for him. I just don't want to hear, "Oh, Mikey should have kept Darnold because they would be a Super Bowl team right now." And there's no proof in that.
But that scenario is a what if.
Exactly, Chris.
What
you're
if
right.
we had him?
What if we had him? What if I mean, honestly, the way our offensive line played, I don't think Darnold would have been healthy enough to last all year. I mean, look what they did to Wentz and JJ. I mean, maybe JJ's injuries were, not that bad, but but on the AFC side, I mean, you got a lot of young teams that are crunching at the bit. I mean, right now, I would go Broncos and Bears. I mean, you got 2 of the young quarterbacks that were drafted 2 years ago leading their team, or even throw the Patriots in there. I mean, so I kind of hope it's that matchup with the young quarterbacks. I mean, Chris, what do you think? I mean, what are you looking for the Super Bowl this year?
Everybody's saying, or now that the Bears and the Patriots are in the spot, they want those 2 to be in the Super Bowl, as I think it's the 40th anniversary of that particular Super Bowl.
Wow.
Oh, back in 85?
Yeah.
No, 80, not 85. No, it wasn't 85. Oh, yeah, 85. Yeah, 85 Bears.
Yeah.
So you're
Okay,
saying
I
to run
didn't
back.
think about that. I didn't think about
So
that.
you're saying to run back the Super Bowl from 1985. That's what you're saying.
85, 86.
That's a lot of people are saying, yeah.
Yeah, bring out the Super Bowl Shuffle. I mean, Super Bowl Shuffle
Anniversary
2.0.
edition, maybe.
Yeah. Kevin, I mean, All right, we know you want the Bears in there, but I mean, what are you
actually,
looking for? I mean,
you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. I actually don't believe we're gonna make it to the Super Bowl.
okay.
And here's why. We struggled to guard Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson last week.
Yep.
Well, hey, I hate to break it to you, Bears fans. You got to guard Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams this week.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one.
So it's only getting harder. And oh yeah, by the way, their quarterback's Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be an easy game. Everybody's just sitting there like, oh, the Bears are going to mop the floor at the Rams. Yeah, no, we're not. Well, we're not going
you guys
to.
are a 1.5 underdogs, I think, at home. I think.
Yeah, and we were a 3.5 point underdog against the Packers at home.
Yeah,
so,
that's a different one, though. I mean,
yeah,
rivalry game and stuff like that. But
I think, I personally think if I wanted to see a Super Bowl, realistically, I think I would want to see the Patriots 49ers, just because I think the 49ers are the most underrated team in the NFC right now.
Okay.
And I really like Drake May. I want to see Drake May get a ring. Think that would say a lot about this, young quarterback. I know everybody's sick and tired of seeing the Patriots win. Well, I'm not doing it for the Patriots. I'm doing it for Drake May. I'm not doing it for the Patriots. I don't care for the Patriots.
If you get Patriots 49ers, just remember it's 49ers home field.
Yep.
Oh, I think it'd still be a great game. I think I'm down to see a Drake May freaking Brock Purdy battle. I'm all for that.
It will be a great game, but he's going to have to contend with the crowd noise.
Yeah. No, it'd be a good game. I mean, it wouldn't be fully Niners because we know that the NFL gives half the tickets to Patriots fans or the visiting team, so they get split up really good. Yeah, even I think there's some people that want to see Jacksonville in there just so they can say they were right about Trevor Lawrence on that he was a legit quarterback coming out of college, and he struggled. But just thinking though, a few years ago, Brock Purdy gets drafted last pick, Mr. Irrelevant, and he's knocking on the doorstep of being a Super Bowl competitor. That's a lot to say. Yes, that team is stacked. I think they're going to have trouble. I think they're going to have trouble time with Kittle being out this week. I think it's going to be a tough one. A good Super Bowl game or a good game, but I think they're going to have some trouble. So, Chris,
if he
do
does
you
make
have
the Super Bowl? It'll be his second appearance.
Yeah. That's right. He wasn't one before. You're right, Chris. He didn't play much though. I don't think. I think he got hurt. So, Chris, you have a history lesson for us today.
Yeah, so I got a couple of them on the 13th/14th of this week. Let's see. Two on the 13th. In 1974, January 13th. Sorry, Big B. Dolphins beat the Vikings in the Super Bowl, completing their perfect undefeated season. And then in 1990, Joe Montana surpasses Terry Bradshaw for the most postseason touchdown passes.
I guess I never really thought that the Vikings are the team that could have stopped that undefeated season. I guess I really never put two and two
together. I didn't
think
that either, but
nice. So
could have been.
I actually got one too here. To make Kevin a little happy here. We know the Bears Packers. This was a third time facing each other in the playoffs. Of course, they won this past week. Do you guys know the last time the Bears beat the Packers in the playoffs?
Oh, I heard this one.
You did?
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, what date did you hear?
I can't remember the date, but wasn't it like Pearl Harbor?
Yes, it was December 14th, 1941.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was the last time they beat them in the playoffs. Granted, they've only played 3 times, so it's not like, oh my god, it's been that many times. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, around Pearl Harbor, they said so. But so
History
last
with history.
week, yeah. So let's get into it. Our picks this week. We'll get to Kevin's one tough question here after. So let's see here. So we got the Saturday game, January 17th, a 3:30 start time here in the Midwest. We got the Bills versus the Broncos. Broncos are favored by 1.5. Kevin, who do you got in that game?
I'm taking the Broncos.
Okay. Chris?
Who are the Broncos facing?
Bills.
Yeah, I'm going Denver.
Yeah, I'm going to go Denver too. I know a lot of people. I know I probably just upset a coworker because he's a Bills fan, but I no. When it's this close, you got to go with the home team that doesn't travel. Bills are coming, all the way, across timelines. I guess. I know it's not that big. They're professionals. They should be able to adjust. The weather probably won't play a
Highest
factor.
altitude, Denver.
The altitude is probably going to be the big factor. You can't say the weather because most teams play outdoors, and we both know that in the upper Midwest we get a lot of snow and cold weather. So
it's also going to be a 3-hour time difference.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a good game, though. I think it's going to be a good game. The 7:00 game on Fox. We got the 49ers traveling up to Seattle. Seattle's a 7-point favorite. Again, Kittle's out for the remainder of the playoffs. So, Kevin, who do you have in this one?
Man, I think this is going to be a really good game, even without Kittle. And I really want to believe that Seattle cannot beat them twice. And Sam Darnold's true self is going to show. So I'm going 49ers.
Okay. Crispy?
I feel like this is going to be the game of the day for Saturday. I'm gonna go to 12th man in Seattle. San Francisco's gonna have a tough road, and no pun intended there. And I think
that is where I think it's gonna come down to is that 10th man or 12th man or whatever they call the Seattle fans. If Seattle can score and keep that crowd into it, I think it's gonna be a battle. That is something that San Fran's gonna have to look into and be like, hey, we can't let these guys get that 12th man going because we're not gonna be able to hear anything. So I got Seattle. I think Chris is right though. I think if it's not the game of the weekend, it's definitely going to be the game for Saturday. It's going to be close. On to Sunday, we got the Texans versus the Patriots. Patriots are favored by 3.5. I'm going Patriots on this one. I like Texas. I like that defense. I think this game's going to be a low scoring game. I think we're going to see a lot of defensive battles, and it wouldn't shock me if we don't see an offensive score. I think both defenses are, could be the ones that are going to be scoring. So I got the Patriots on this one. Chris?
As much as we talk about the Patriots, how really well they're doing, and they are, but I'm going to go on the other side and go Houston. Okay. Their defense is looking really good.
Their defense is good.
Stroud needs to work on some things, and hopefully he did during this week, but I'm going Houston.
All right. Kevin?
Yeah, I'm gonna side with you here, Brandon, and I think it's because of CJ Stroud. I think he has some problems he needs to get fixed, and I don't know if he's gonna be able to get them fixed in time. I think, and you nailed it right on the spot. I think it's gonna be low scoring. I'd be surprised if there's no touchdowns at all. So I'd say this could be just a kicker duel. It's gonna come down to kickers, I feel like.
Well, All right. And
So I'm rooting for Andres Borgalis.
and then on the late game, 5:30 game, we got the Rams versus the Bears. Bears are the underdogs here, 3.5 point underdogs here at home. Which, I mean, can't say this is wrong. I mean, the Rams are the better team. Bears are probably the luckiest dang team around. I mean, they step. I shouldn't even say lucky. They step up when it matters. It's like they know when they need to step it up. So Kevin, I know you kind of hinted that you don't think they're going to do it, but what's your thoughts?
When you talk about, when you were just saying that Bears, they might be lucky and stuff. I'm kind of starting to believe that the Bears, they just wear out defenses. Mm-hmm. And then by the time those defenses are worn out, that's when they start just hammering down a bunch of points. But I think you're going up against a Rams defense that's going to be hard to wear out. Yep. And you're also going against a Rams offense who's going to put up a bunch of points. Yep. Especially after they watch that Packers game. They're going to take a lot of notes and be like, hey, they can't guard these average receivers. Well, we got 2 top 5 receivers on our team. We're just going to throw for 45 attempts. So I'm sorry to say this, but Chicago, you need to bring your turnover game. You're gonna need to get turnovers. If not, you guys are gonna get blown out of the water. So, and I don't think we're gonna be able to.
Been there before, and in recent years.
So I gotta be realistic here. I gotta go with the Rams.
Okay, Chris.
I'm going to go with the Bears. I think the Bears can do it. The question is how far they can go, in the playoffs. But they're looking good right now. I think, the Rams are going to study them. They're going to look at tape. But the question is, can Chicago change up what they're doing? Maybe not exactly what they're doing, but can they change the tendencies? Can they change whatever signals they're doing for each play just to throw them off?
You mean score in the first and second quarter instead of the fourth?
Maybe.
Well,
we can start with that.
A score is a score.
And Kevin's not wrong. And Chris's game plan is not wrong either. They got to do something different. And if that means, hey, we need to start scoring in the first quarter, then let's do it. But again, Kevin, you might be onto something too, that, their defense just pounds and pounds on the other team to where when it comes to the fourth quarter, that offense is, busy. The offense is hurting. The defense is still, throttling, and, and it gives the Bears offense a chance to turn it up. So I don't know if they want to change too much, but man,
I would think just the signals, not what they're doing, but just the signals.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Chris. I want to see the Bears do it. I think this is going to turn out to be a heck of a game. Hopefully the Bears got the luck. But I got to go the Rams. I got to go with the experience in this game. I think I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be good unless the Bears come out. One thing that's going to play a factor is the weather. If this is going to be it's an outdoor game for sure. The weather, snowing, cold.
I saw 9 degrees with like 20-mile-per-hour winds. So, it's going to be Chicago weather for sure.
So it's going to be who can run the ball, who can complete the short pass game. And maybe it comes down to what kicker can actually kick in and who has the ball at the end. Who has the ball with the wind going, in with them. So,
Brandon, don't talk about kickers.
Yeah, I know. You guys. But I got to go with the Rams with the experience. But I think this is going to be a close one. So, but
I will tell you this: if the Bears pull this off, I'm driving to Iowa and I'm putting $50 down on the Bears to win the Super Bowl. I'm telling you right now, I'm doing it. Because
are you closer to Iowa or are you closer to Turtle?
I'm probably closer to. Well, I think I'm about an hour 45 from the border
Okay.
of Iowa.
All right.
So
Because Colonel,
I don't know.
Wisconsin has live betting too, so legal betting, I should say. So, all right. So Kevin, your one tough question.
Yeah, let me find it here again. I took a picture of it. I said, which dominant team will crack under pressure in the playoffs?
Ooh. So are you talking like teams with experience, or are you just talking about what the teams left? I mean, because if we're talking
Yeah, the
dominant
teams
teams,
left. Which?
what?
Yeah, I'm
other
talking
teams
like
left?
the teams that are left. Which team's gonna crack under pressure?
And typically, you don't think teams with experience will crack under pressure, so you kind of eliminate the Bills and Rams.
I'm gonna go
Uh,
Patriots.
Okay.
Patriots
Okay.
or Denver, one of the two.
Yeah, and they got they got a lot of young talent there. That's tough. God, we see the Bears in so many pressure situations that they did crack. Man, that's a good one, Kevin. Yeah, the Patriots. I'm gonna go with the Bills because I mean everybody's thinking that
Dang
this is their year. This is their year. They're looking ahead. They don't have to go through Mahomes. They don't have to go through Baltimore. Pittsburgh's out, so I mean they gotta be sitting in the locker room and be like, hey guys, this is our year. So I can see them when it comes down to it. I can see them probably cracking. So Kevin, I heard it. So I must have took your snipe there.
Yeah, you just sniped the shit out of me, and you sniped the words right out of my mouth too. I was just say, I gotta go with the Bills, and it's because they're sitting there like, hey, we don't got to take on the Ravens. We don't got to take on Mahomes. We don't have the big dogs. We got a bunch of young bucks.
Yep.
And they're just sitting here like, yeah, we're gonna let the young bucks choke. Yeah, well, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, look what the Packers just did. They're like, oh, we got 21-3. Let's hold the ball as long as possible. Yeah, well, you lost the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I honestly, I think they're choking this week. I really do not. And it's rough to say because it's probably such a close game, but I really don't think the Bills have that much of a chance of beating the Broncos.
Yeah, that Broncos defense is actually pretty good. So.
It's just because the Bills team has been so hit or miss all year. That defense has been inconsistent. The offense has shown its struggles.
Mm-hmm.
But like Denver, they were slow to begin with, but then they just got hot.
Yep.
So I just think Denver all around is got to be the, man, you're going to get them and the Patriots probably in the conference championship, and that's going to be the biggest toss-up you could ever think of.
Well, yeah, definitely. Two young quarterbacks. Go ahead, Chris.
I have a question of my own. I just thought of it. Is 2020? Let's see. Hold on. Is the 2024 draft, as far as quarterbacks go, the best draft in a while? Because you have 3 quarterbacks who are drafted, quarterbacks in that draft who are in the playoffs.
I mean, short term, yes, without looking, because like you said, you have Caleb in the playoffs, you got
Bo Nix and Drake May.
Yeah, Bo May, Drake May. But last year you had Jaden Daniels a game away from the draft, or was he last year rookie or was he a year before?
I think he was
last year.
Oh, he was last year? Okay. So So
Well,
2024,
it kind of
yeah,
counted because he was in that draft and he did,
was he in the 2024 draft?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So in that year, he was one game away from.
'Cause those were the four big quarterbacks: Daniels, Williams, Nix, and May. Those were the four
and
big
then of course
quarterbacks.
McCarthy. But yeah, that class has shown that they, could put up good games, make deep runs. I think Daniels, if he didn't get hurt, we're talking about a Washington team in this, and he was a game away from going to be the first rookie to lead his team to a Super Bowl. So, yeah, I would say the 24 draft class of quarterbacks alone, outshadows a lot of other draft classes. So, that's a good question there, Chris. So, what do you think?
Especially compared to. Especially compared to what the draft class is going to be this year. You're going to have Fernando Mendoza. That's literally it. Dante Moore from Oregon just said he's coming back. Your next best available quarterback that has declared for the draft is the Miami quarterback. That's your next best quarterback.
Yeah.
So there's a big drop off from Fernando Mendoza to him. Unlike last year where you had, 5 quarterbacks who could have went 1 based off how they've been performing.
Yep.
And off the top of my head, I don't remember. I think the closest draft class you could have said would have been the draft with, what was it, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, all those guys.
Yeah, but
that would have been the next draft class, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you got the CJ, Stroud draft class.
Yeah.
But yeah, to have a stud quarterback group, probably outshines a lot of draft classes just done for within a 2-year span of doing what they did. We got to remember too, back in the day, you draft somebody, a quarterback, he's sitting for most of his first 2 years, so he doesn't get play until year 3, year 4. So
Aaron Rodgers.
yeah, exactly. So speaking of that, looking at the draft order, Kevin, you talked about. Let me see here. They got the draft order somewhere.
1 is Vegas.
Yeah.
2, I think, is Jets, and then 3 is the Giants.
That's clear who they're going.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask. They're going to have a new coach. They're, I think, reportedly $100 million under the cap. So Kevin, you're the GM making the calls for, whoever your coach is. What are you going to do with that first pick?
Honestly, that team needs so much work.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you got your running back covered, but you don't have a clear number 1 receiver. You don't have a good quarterback. You got a great tight end. Your offensive line needs a little bit of help. You're looking like the freaking Bears 3 years ago, all right?
Yeah.
Where you had Fields as your starter. That's what you're looking like. Where you're getting sacked 87 times.
Yep.
And your quarterback's throwing 20 picks. Okay?
Yep.
If I'm the GM of the Raiders, yes, I'm taking phone calls for the pick, but I'm planning on drafting at 1. I'm planning on it. Unless you are like, hey, here's Caleb Williams for the number 1 pick, then it's different. But if I'm the GM, I'm going out there and I'm taking Fernando Mendoza. 110% taking him. And not only that, but maybe during the off season after, because is the free agency for the draft, right?
No, the draft, free agency, then draft. Free agency.
Yeah, free agency is like a week before the draft, and
a
few big names.
So I guess
doesn't move too much.
The free agent.
If I'm the GM, what I'm doing is I am getting my future quarterback a number one receiver. I'm going out there and I'm getting him a person to throw the ball to other than Brock Bowers. And then I am drafting Fernando Mendoza at 1. If I'm the Raiders, that is what you do. You
All right.
get him a stud receiver
Yep.
to get him someone to throw the ball to.
Well, there might be Jordan Addison out there, so maybe that might be. And we'll cover that topic shortly. But Chris, your thoughts? I mean, you're Raiders GM for the draft. I mean, what do you think they're doing? What are you doing? I mean,
You get the Iowa or Indiana, Indiana quarterback. You get a veteran backup. Doesn't have to start, but you got him as a leader there.
mhm.
You find somebody in
At that
free
point, you just
agency.
at that point, you just keep Geno Smith as the backup.
I'll find somebody else though.
So I'm definitely on the wavelength of Kevin. Is like you're taking every single call from a team for that first overall pick. You're planning on drafting the first overall pick. You're bringing as many people as you can bring in to talk to them on why they should draft you number one. You're opening every avenue possible because I mean, yeah, there's so many different ways you can go. There's so many holes. Quarterback, yes, is number one. You definitely like that running back.
I
But
find somebody to replace Crosby.
yeah, you got to look at that. 'cause
Here's the question.
Yeah. So I
Here's
think
the question. If
yeah.
you're the Raiders and the Jets call you like, hey, we'll give you the second pick and Garrett Wilson for the number one pick, do you take it?
Ooh.
Take another quarterback.
If
Like, you
I
can
was the
take that
Jets, I'd
guy
take
from Ole
Wilson
Miss.
first.
You could take Chambliss from Ole Miss, who wasn't terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're not if you're man, that's tough because there's not as I mean Mendoza's your number one as of right now per sources.
Mhm.
The Jets, I mean, they would have to probably throw me another pick, or something just to kind of entice me a little bit. I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying a hard yes to it. But also too, I mean, maybe the Browns, if they're satisfied with the way Saunders played, maybe they call you flip flop picks. You take Gabriel. Not saying that he was the best, but I mean, like I said, I'm
Or you
opening
can
the
get
phone.
Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, I'm opening the phone lines if I'm the Raiders to. I'm not set on drafting, but I plan on drafting. I'd have my top picks. But if anybody calls with the offer that I can't refuse, which is, I hate to say it, if it's somewhat of the Marshall Parsons deal or kind of the Herschel Walker type deal where I'm getting a lot of assets in return, I'm trading it in a heartbeat. I mean,
Okay, I got an offer. You're the Jets. You offer your first 2 picks in
okay.
exchange for Kyler Murray.
Ooh.
Oh, if I'm Arizona, I'm doing that in a heartbeat. And I don't have to eat any of his salary cap. I'm doing that in a heartbeat.
Well, yeah, because they'll be okay starting Jacoby Brissett. He played well.
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe
I'm
he
doing
won't
that in a
start.
heartbeat. Anything to get out of and Arizona or the Jets fans will, I mean, that'll be too much. Now again, it also depends on who's making that phone call. If it's the Jets making that call for Kyle Murray, yeah, I'm doing it in a heartbeat. If I'm Arizona making that call to the Jets, I'm hanging up the phone if I'm the Jets.
Yeah,
I don't want
you're
no
getting
part of that.
the Cardinals fans they're gonna boo.
Yeah. So I mean, it all depends on who's making that call. I mean, like I said, if I'm the Raiders, I ain't calling to shop the first overall pick. I'm having everybody come to my way. The Jets at number 2, again, another team that needs a lot. So I mean,
I
what?
honestly think the Jets are going to get way more calls than the Raiders. Personally,
Jets need more defense than offense help, I think, just
yeah.
based out of last year.
Yeah,
And
I
this is
mean,
more.
I mean,
You said wait.
might
Okay,
be
so
right.
you said the Jets need defense.
Jets
They
need a
didn't
lot.
get an interception at all.
That is true. They did
Okay,
not get
but
an
how was
interception.
their pass rush?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Because if it was bad, if I'm the Jets, I draft Reuben Bain Jr. out of Miami at number 2. Best edge rusher in college football.
And if I'm the Jets, I think I'm unless I get a dollar of a deal. I don't think I take many phone calls for number 2. I think you're right there, Kevin. I think we're going defense with the Jets.
Yep.
And then of course you got Carolina at not Carolina. You got the Cardinals at number 3, who we already.
Giants at 3.
No, they got ESPN has the Cardinals at 3, Titans at 4, Giants at 5. That's what ESPN has as of right now. So
I could see the Giants moving up.
Well, and again, that's another team too that if who they're going to get at coach. I mean, if they go out, and I think everybody would agree. If I'm the Giants, I'm signing Harbaugh to whatever he wants to bring them in. And yeah, I mean, honestly, the Giants at number 5 could still get a good person there. They don't need to move up. I mean, they had a stellar of a draft last year. They top it off this year with another stellar draft. I mean, they could turn it around very quickly with the right people in place. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be interesting at 6 to see what the Browns do. I mean, because who knows what they're thinking, and they need a coach. And Chris, you brought it up, I think last week. Primetime. Dion going there to be a coach. To coach his son. We know what kind of ego they have there. So, what
I think
that would be interesting, but I
Mike
don't think he'll
McDaniel.
go there.
I don't think he'll go there either.
I think Mike McDaniel is doing an interview there right now.
Oh yeah. There's quite a few coaches interviewing. And it's going to be interesting too at number 9 to see what the Chiefs do. I mean, this is the first time they're drafting up this high since Mahomes has been there. So,
I think they're going quarterback.
No.
Ooh.
Maybe corner back, but not quarterback.
Really?
No.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to think. I mean, Kevin, you're onto something there because I mean,
Mahomes is getting old, and it's showing he is declining.
Yep. So that could be a possibility there. The Bengals could be another one looking for a solid rookie behind Burrow. I mean, they could go QB. Miami, who knows what they're going to do? Dallas, Chris. You got Dallas at 12.
Offensive line. We need a linebacker.
Yeah, you need a corner now. I mean, with Diggs being gone.
Corner.
And then, looking down there more, I mean, my Vikings are sitting at 18, which if I'm them, I kind of talk to move up. I don't talk to move down.
It's weird. You got the 18th, and then 2 picks later, we get another pick.
Yep. So, yeah. So if I'm Vikings at 18, you're kind of sitting there, Pat. If somebody blows you away with a trade offer for the 18th, you probably take it. But I think you're going to sit there and try to take the best offensive lineman you can. I mean, that's what the Vikes need. I mean, that's why I think they're going to try to move up as cheap as possible and try to stab an offensive lineman.
But
yeah,
I
was just about to say. Yeah, I was about to say we should go around and say who we want our team to take in the first round, like what position or player.
Well,
I think Chicago.
Yeah.
I think Chicago, and you guys might think I'm stupid for saying this, because we drafted it last year. I think Chicago needs to go receiver. because I have a strong feeling we're losing DJ Moore. So you're
Yeah.
going to lose DJ Moore, and you're only going to have a Dunze and Burden. You need that third, a slot option.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
maybe
I
I'd look at the receiver from Ohio State or the receiver from Indiana.
Yep. Yeah, you probably got something there. I mean, and with Minnesota's wide receiver troubles too, but I think I think we need a run game. So I think the Vikings, outside of offensive line, which I think is also a big need, you got to set the path with the run. I like Jordan Mason. I hope he sticks around. Aaron Jones could stick around, but I can see him going. Vikings, if you do move up, and if I was in that office, I would strongly move up to try to get Love, the running back out of Notre Dame.
I think that's what the Vikings should do is go for that Love from Notre Dame. I think that's great.
But again, then you're sticking with your offense and trying to get some offensive line help in the offseason before the draft. So, but Chris, you're Dallas Cowboys. I mean, you said linebacker, corner. I think you're right there. I think that's what Cowboys need.
But they'll probably pick an offensive tackle.
Okay. So since we are looking at the draft, which again, Chris and Tim will have their draft coverage round 1 that night, and anybody's happy to jump on. But right now, ESPN has Love as the number 1 player overall, followed by
breaking news.
Yeah.
New York Giants are finalizing deal to make John Harbaugh their head coach.
Wow.
Okay.
As we speak.
All right. So let's move away from the draft, and let's talk about that deal. I think, and matter of fact, I think one of our co-hosts or C2C family members, I think Adam Barber, also put that out there too, was right away, if I'm the Giants, I go out and snab John Harbaugh. So Kevin or Chris, this is your division, your rivalry. What do you think that means for Harbaugh to go there?
I mean, without looking at a schedule, without looking at who's on the roster for 2026, just knowing that you have a Super Bowl winning coach, granted he went there once, but you have a Super Bowl, coach there, puts you there in a discussion for a Super Bowl contender, but you can't play the game on paper. But at the moment, you're kind of in that conversation, though.
Yeah, and and the thing is with him being, now I think with Harbaugh falling, I think this was the first domino that needed to fall for quarterback or coaches. Now you're going to see what Baltimore does. Do they go after B-Flow from Minnesota? Do they go after Tomlin? I mean, I think now you're going to start seeing these teams.
So here's the thing with Tomlin's situation. Pittsburgh still owns his rights.
Didn't Tomlin say he doesn't plan on coaching next season?
Yeah,
he might. He might have.
But Pittsburgh still has his rights. So if he wants to coach somewhere else, Pittsburgh has to ante up something.
Really, I didn't know that. Okay,
like they did with Sean Payton.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So that might be why he's going to sit out here, because it's probably just a 1 year. If he coaches next year, they got to ante up something. So
it's almost like a no compete clause, possibly.
Yeah. But yeah, breaking news. I mean, Kevin, what do you think? I mean, we just kind of talked about it. Harbaugh, if he was to go there, he sounds like he's going there. What's that mean for the Giants?
Yeah, Chris nailed it right on the spot. I mean, you're going to have such a young roster. You have a future, wide receiver star in Malik Neighbors. You have, a quarterback who was off the radar from the draft class, and he ended up being, phenomenal, steal of the draft. And then you get a steal of the draft at running back too. Like,
And
I think they
actually,
took Scadaboo like the 5th or 6th round.
yeah. And then also Carter on
So-
the defensive side was,
Yeah. So you have very young talent there, and if you can bring anybody from free agency in there, like if you can give Jackson Dart another big name receiver, or because then you got Theo Johnson, who's not a terrible tight end.
Yep.
So you got that, or maybe go out and get maybe like a David Njoku. Try to trade for like David Njoku, who's getting taken over there, the Browns. Go get him another weapon. I think, like Chris said, that puts you into a playoff contention at least. I think, like you definitely become more competitive because he's got a competitive mindset. He's a winning coach.
Yep.
It brings a lot of knowledge, a lot of winning mentality to that team with a young team who wants to win. Man, the Giants are gonna they're gonna be scary, I think, next year.
Yeah, I think they are. I mean, that was just something that, I think that was everybody when everybody knew Harbaugh was fired or not going to come back as Baltimore's coach. I think a lot of people had him going to the Giants, and I think that's the right move. The other move would have been, going to Oakland because they have so much salary cap, and you could probably reverse that team very quickly in a short amount of time.
Or you go to Cleveland because he's a Ohio native.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Cleveland.
The only thing Cleveland has going for them is their defense.
I don't know if Harbaugh would have turned it around so quick, but I think he's definitely, going to make an impact right away in New York. And, like Kevin said, that might be a playoff team to be worried about next year. If everybody stays healthy, all those young guys, I mean, Scadaboo got hurt. Dart got hurt. Dart, I think, was on fast pace to be Rookie of the Year, or Scadaboo.
Malik Neighbors torn ACL.
Yeah. So back to ESPN's rankings here. So they had Love at 1, Reese, linebacker at Ohio State, number 2, Woods, Clemson, defensive tackle, Brian Jr. from Miami, edge rusher,
Ruben Bain.
Bain, yep. Fano from
they have Notre Dame's running back at 1.
Yeah, they got Notre Dame's running back overall ranked number 1 for ESPN. They got Fano, the offensive tackle from Utah, Downs, Ohio State safety, which is another position Minnesota could be looking at too, because we all know that Harrison Smith might be gone. I mean, the first quarterback ranked number 7, Simpson from Alabama. Falk, Auburn. Simpson, really. Yeah. Falk, the edge rusher from Auburn. Bailey, edge rusher from Texas Tech, is number 9. And to round it off is Miami's offensive tackle, Mongolia. Maui Noah, yeah, number 10. So, I mean,
that's who you get. That's who, Brandon, you said the Vikings need a lineman.
Oh yeah.
Watch that guy. Go watch his highlights. That's the man the Vikings should go draft.
Like I said, Vikings' number 1 option should be offensive line. But if they're serious at like a 1B, then you try to move up and get Love, because I don't think Love's going to fall down to 18. I don't think he's falling out of the top 8.
Yeah. But, I don't think Maui Noah will fall that far either.
No. So they might have to move up to get their guys. I mean, Utah's lineman Luma is number 17, so there's a good chance. Mendoza is 16th, the quarterback from Indiana. So I mean, there's I mean, again, once the combine starts, once the Senior Bowl starts, these are going to fluctuate. Somebody's going to have a good game or good tape, and they're going to move up. Rumors are going to start happening. So everybody's got their different selections. So But with that being said, I mean, breaking news here. Kevin broke it. I saw it as you said breaking news. I looked right over at my phone. Jim Harbaugh is going to finalize the deal unless there's some complications with it with the Giants. I think that's just huge right now. I mean, there's not many times we're on the air we can break news like that. So
we did it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So
the position. If I was a coach right now, I think the hottest position to take right now, and this might be a hot take, but it's got to be the Falcons.
Yeah, I mean the Falcons have it.
How so? I'm curious.
I mean you just
they
got
got young.
There's
they
so
got
much
to figure out the
talent
quarterback.
there.
They got to figure out the quarterback spot. They either got to go Cousins or they got to go Penix or somebody else. I mean, but yeah, they got some good talent
draft
there.
one after you sign a quarterback for $140 million.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I mean that is a good job, but if I got the eagle like Belichick or Al Davis or John Madden or the guys that think I can make a difference, I'd say the Raiders would be more intriguing with the salary cap, the top pick. If I got the eagle like Jerry Jones, I mean, that would be that's where I think I would try to go. Be like, okay, you guys doubted me here. I'm going to go to the Raiders. I'm going to make them a Super Bowl contender in 3 years, and this is how we're going to do it from day one. And just look at who's all free agents, and take any calls for that first pick, and move on. I mean, I definitely think that's an intriguing spot there. But Falcons definitely good. But with that being said, guys, Chris, your final thoughts.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching, tuning in. Should be a fun football week. Second week of the postseason, one step closer to the Super Bowl. It's going to be a fun week, so stay tuned.
Kevin?
I might have a good attitude now, but next Wednesday could be changed. But I'm excited. Get to watch another Bears playoff game. Our first playoff win since 2010. So, it's good to see the Bears back on the winning side of things. Also intrigued to see all these other matchups that we got going on. We got some good matchups. You got a rematch with the Seahawks and 49ers. That should be good. You got the Bills and Broncos. That should be, good offense versus good defense. And then you got the Patriots versus Texans. It's going to probably be a very low-scoring game. I think you're in it for another good, like you did with the wild card weekend. You're in for 4 great matchups here. So I think, I'm just going to go enjoy these 4 games. If it's the end of the Bears season, all I can say is hell of a season. That's all I got to say.
No, and Kevin, you're right.
Anytime you make the playoffs. Yeah.
And when you're not supposed to make the playoffs, I mean, that's even a brighter spot.
Yeah.
But my final thoughts is, we're going to have a good football weekend. Definitely already kicked it off with the breaking news of Harbaugh possibly signing with the Giants. I guess that will be finalized probably in the next 24, 48 hours, if not by morning. You can check me and Tim out tomorrow morning. Rank them. What else we got? We got possibly our baseball show coming back on deck with myself and Chris, and maybe
can't wait for that one.
Couple other. Kevin, you're welcome to join. We just have to finalize the date and time to start. Baseball season right around the corner. Definitely, if you're a hockey fan, basketball, they're getting in there. Olympics are right around the corner. Our buddy Tim will be going to one of the games over there for hockey. So definitely,
think it starts February 6th. The Super Bowl is February 8th.
You know, we got a lot for sports fans. It's a lot going on. So, wrestling fans, Rumble's right around the corner. If you watched our show last night, we had our little predictions. But once we finalize the matches, and yeah.
I'll talk about that backstage actually.
All right.
Before we all get off.
So, with that being said, we'll see you guys all next week for another episode of Primetime Blitz. Have a good one.